Most e-commerce brands send emails, but they're not doing the one thing that will boost sales the fastest without any extra ad spend, without changing your product, and without needing a huge email list. In this video, I'm going to show you the #1 quickest way to increase your sales with email marketing. The exact way that helped my clients generate more revenue in just a few days. I've helped over 200 e-commerce brands grow their revenue with simple email strategy that works for any store size. So with that said, let's jump right into the video. So let me break this down into key strategies that will transfer your email revenue starting this week. Point 1, why most e-commerce brands send too few emails. Here's the thing, most e-commerce brands are terrified of sending too many emails. They send maybe 2 to 3 emails per month because they're worried about unsubscribes. But here's what I discovered after helping 200 brands generate over 100 million in email revenue. Your biggest problem isn't sending too many emails. It's about sending too few of them. One of my clients was just sending 4 emails per month and making about 15K from email. It's not bad, but could be done way better. We increased our frequency to 16 emails per month. That's roughly 1 email every day, and our email revenue jumped to 45K just in the first week alone. We increased their frequency to 16 emails per month. That's roughly 1 email every other day. And our email revenue jumped to 45K in the first month alone. Same list size, same products, just more consistent communication. Point 2. The fastest way to increase your revenue this week, or maybe like literally tomorrow. So if you want to see results in the next 7 days, here's the quickest win. Send a plain text email to your entire engaged list. Not a fancy design email, just a plain text that looked like it came from a friend. So here's a subject line that you can use. Quick question about put in your product category. Then in the email, ask them what is the biggest challenges is whatever the problem solves. Include a soft pitch at the end with a small discount code. This works because it feels personal and gets people engaging with your brand. So look at this email here. Literally last chance up to 30% off. Hey gang, final warning, tomorrow wake up. Prices all change back unless you're setting the alarm to do so. And then they have a short call to action here. Save up to 30% now. And this email crushed. We also had a supplement brand that tried this exact approach. They sent me plain text email asking what's the biggest struggle they have with staying consistent with their health routine. From that email, they generated 8K from sales in just 24 hours. Point 3, the power of sending more reminders. The money is in the follow-up. Most brands send 1 email about a sales or a product launch and pretty much call it done. Here's the reality. People are busy. They see your email and they think, hey, I'm gonna buy that later. And guess what? They completely forget. The solution here? Send reminder emails. For every promotion you have, you should send at least 3 to 4 emails. 3 to 4 emails. First, you want to send the announcement, right? A reminder 2 days later, a last chance email, and an email that the sale is closing. One of my fashion clients was doing 20K per drop with just 1 email. We added 3 reminder emails to their Black Friday campaign, and they 78 from a launch during Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Same offer, same audience, just a better follow-up sequence. Point 4, how to warm up your cold email list. So if you haven't emailed your list in a while, you don't want to jump back in and just send them a sales pitch. You need to warm them up first. So first, send a we miss you email. So maybe something like in a body content, hey Jane, we noticed you haven't connected in a while. What's been going on? And then you want to share a quick brand update or some behind the scenes content. What you guys been working on, what you guys been launching, any new updates from a brand. You don't want this to be a sales pitch, just a reconnection to your brand. And then you can follow up 2 to 3 days later with some more valuable content, maybe a how-to guide or a tip related to your products. And then in the 3rd email, you can finally make that soft offer, maybe a quick discount code, 10% off if you order again. And this is good to add a discount because if they don't buy, then on their email, you can just make a soft offer, something like a 10% offer or something. Point 5, simple subject lines that boost open rates. So forget about those clever subject lines. The best performing subject lines I've tested are stupidly simple. Something like quick question, forget to mention this, saw this and thought of you, first name, this might help you. This works because they sound like emails from a friend and not from some marketing blast from a corporate brand or whatever. One client increased their open rates from 41% to 61% just by switching to conversational subject lines. Point 6, how to raise repeat orders fast. So if you want more repeat customers, you have to set up a simple post-purchase email sequence. Here's the fastest way to do this. For email 1, you want to send this email a day after delivery. Talk about how the product is doing, how it's working out for you. You might receive some emails from them asking their questions, things like that. So make sure to use that for your angles in your marketing messages for future email or future ads. Email 2, 2 weeks later. Pro tip, how to get better results with your product. Email 3, you can send this 30 days later. Send an email about, if it's time to restock or if it's time to replenish. And you can add a simple discount code here as well, just to get them from that first buyer stage to their second purchase stage. This sequence alone increased repeat orders by 40% for a skincare brand we work with. Point 7, the easiest flow to fix first. So if you only want to fix one email flow, make it your abandoned cart sequence. This is where you're actually losing money right now. Most brands send one abandoned cart email. You need at least 3. Email 1 hour later, a simple reminder with social proof. Email 2, 24 hours later. You want to address the common objections, plus you want to add a small discount code here just to get them over the edge. Email 3 could be 2 to 3 days later, plain text from the founder, plus you want to add some urgency to that email. This third email sequence typically covers 15 to 25% of abandoned carts. This is pure profit that you're leaving on a table. These are people that have added to their cart but just hasn't click the purchase now button. Point 8, the real reason people don't buy. People don't buy because they don't trust you yet, or they're not convinced that your products will solve their problems. They know that already. Your email needs to build trust and demonstrate value before asking for the sale. You could share a customer success story, behind the scenes content, or just any educational tips as well. One outdoor gear brand we work with sends weekly adventure tips email. These don't directly sell their products, but they position their brand as expert, which will lead to more sales when they do make offers. Point 9, how to make your emails feel personal. Of course, everyone knows this, use their first name. But more importantly, you want to segment your list. Don't send the same email to someone who bought yesterday or send a discount code to someone who bought yesterday at full price. You want to create segments for recent customers, people that have bought in the last 30 days, engaged subscribers, people that opened their emails recently, VIP customers, people that had multiple purchases, win-back prospects who haven't engaged with your emails or site in the last 90 days. Yeah, so make sure to send different messages to each group because your recent customers don't need a discount. They need product education. Your win-back prospects don't need a compelling reason to buy again. They just need a compelling reason to pay attention again. So this is what you want to check before sending everything. Before you send your email, ask yourself, would you want to receive this email? Does this provide value or just asks for something? Is there a clear call to action? Does it sound like it's from a real person? If you can't answer yes to all 4 questions, go rewrite that email. The brands making millions from emails aren't using complex strategies. They're just being super consistent, helpful, and have human connection in their communication. Even if you use this strategy, you still might need the right flows, the right timing, the right message to keep sales growing every single week. If you want help setting up email systems to bring in predictable sales without spending more on ads, click on the link below and book a call with us today. And if you want to learn the steps to grow even faster, watch this video on how big e-commerce brands are making millions by sending emails.